Now, speaking of mushrooms, and speaking of, you know, all the mushrooms that I collected and made me a little bit unsettled, it's time to play the final game of the first day of SPOOK LUDA. And I have something for you. This game is called Mushroom Boy. I don't know what it is about. It has mushroom on the name, and I think that should be a good indicator of what we're about to witness. So, I'm just gonna press open with wine, and let's see what happens when that happens. I just hope it doesn't open in the right window. I mean, the right monitor. Okay, it's glitching. You cannot see that, but it's not looking correct. One sec. Hold on. You cannot see what's happening, but it's wrong. Okay, I'll enter. Damn it. What? Move it here. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, I got it. It's gonna look correct now. Let me show you how this looks like. There you go. Now I just hope it looks okay. It's a little, I think it's cropped though. Nope, not like that. Excuse me. Yep, like that. So this is a square essentially. I think it will look okay. So let's see what this game is about. It has a Russian option, but you know me. I don't know Russian, at least not yet. So English is fine, thank you. Mushroom Boy. My mom and dad and I lived on the outskirts of the city, right next to the forest. The house was old, covered in cracks, and seemed quite scary at night. Under the dim light of his street lamps, he sometimes seemed alive. The windows became large black eyes, and the entrance door turned into a mouth. I really like the pixel art of these apartments. They kind of look like the sort of apartments you see in Mexico. Every time I came home after school or a walk, I found myself in the stomach of this monster. But every time I managed to reach the door of our apartment, it was scary, especially when the lights in the entrance hall didn't work. But I learned to move up and down the stairs with my eyes closed. If you think about it, the house wasn't that scary. Mom and Dad often quarreled for the various reasons and without any reason. So often that screams and the sounds of breaking dishes have become commonplace. That's sad. One of the places of the protection in such moments was my room. During moments of quarrels, I run in as quickly as possible, hid under the bed, covering my ears with pillows so as not to hear the screams. It was more than a room. It turned into a fortress. But even the most impregnable castle can be captured. I already know in advance that it will hurt if I get a bad grade or spill my tea. That will find a reason. The room's interior was rather sparse. The gray walls adored with my drawing from elementary school. It was my grandmother's house in the village. I was taken there every summer. I liked it at my grandmother's much more than home. It's a pity that my grandma is no longer with us, and the house remained only in my wall. This drawing helps not to forget those happy days. Gotta go, Luda. GLHF with the rest of your... Oh, good luck! Have fun with the rest of your stream, and in case I'm out and about, I love the plethora of games. Thank you! I'm gonna keep playing a lot of horror games until Halloween. Thank you. Window of my room. And have a safe trip, by the way, Vince. Thank you for stopping by, that you could, mind you. Have a nice trip. Please take some pictures. And see you next time. Be safe. Unlike me, who I'm like going face first on horror games. The window of my room looked out at the beautiful spruce forest. Watching him was one of my favorite pastimes. It was calming. Even in the evenings, I also really love watching the sunset. The light from the sun filled the entire room. There is no sun now. To avoid being seen by my arguing parents, I ran into the street through this window, straight into the forest. When I return home, I try not to make any noise, otherwise I might get into trouble with my father. There was a flower on the windowsill. My father had once it moved in the room because it had wilted, and its leaves were falling onto the floor. I'm trying to water it more often, but so far I haven't seen any major changes. My favorite pastime was walking in the forest. It was like a second home to me, or rather, my first. I could spend my entire days here without leaving. The forest dwellers became my best friends. Forest dwellers? I could spend hours telling stories to the trees, flowers, mushrooms, and anyone else I met along the way. When I talked to them, I imagined that they had eyes to see me, ears to hear me, and even a mouth. Yes, even my mouth. I imagined that they were also talking to me, also telling me their stories, how their day went, how they were doing, how they were feeling, and much, much more. We played games together, mostly hide and seek, and I often won. Cheater. Here, the feeling of fear and anxiety disappeared. I felt the happiest in the moment until I got dark and I had to return home. When my father, whom my mother sent, found me. I refused to go back, but he would just grab me by the scruff of the neck and drag me home. But as soon as I had time, I would run into the forest, and each time I didn't want to leave there more and more. Oh, beautiful artwork. On days when I couldn't escape, I loved to communicate with the wind. The trees outside the window, and you could immediately tell if it was windy or not by looking at them. So how did we communicate with the wind? Well, here it is. Our dialogue wasn't the most interesting, but it was what it was. I usually asked the wind questions and came up with different conditions. If the wind blew strongly, it meant yes. If weak, it meant no. Smart. Or for example, to tilt the tree to the right or to the left. There were many options. There was enough time to come up with them. As I said earlier, my parents often argued. And at those moments, I hid in my room and waited for everything to calm down. That day, I thought it would be a regular fight. Nothing new. So as usual, I crawled out of my under the bed and listened to what they were shouting about. But what I heard scared me like I had never scared me before. Listen to yourself. This isn't your child too. How can you say such things? This is your child too. Shut up, I never even wanted him. You knew it perfectly well. This is becoming like a Zootopia abortion comic. I tried to persuade you to have an abortion, 10 years ago. And now you have your condition. Either I give birth or you leave. I only stayed for you because I love you. I thought I'd somehow endure it. I get used to it. Or suddenly you get tired of it and I'll send you to an orphanage. You don't want to, bitch. Why are you like this? So many years have passed and you haven't even developed a shred of a feeling in all this time? He's your son, your own blood. You gave birth, you've been thinking only about him, completely forgetting about me. And as you've been getting older, nothing's changed. You follow him everywhere. I'm fed up with this little bastard. All he does is wander around in this wilderness, then look for him and hope he gets lost. I wish you could kill the little creature. Enough, please. I'll talk to him now. Son! The enraged father immediately headed to my room with only one goal. An ordinary quarrel took an unexpected turn. Well, hello, my dear. It was night outside. My father forced the door open and stood in the doorway staring at me angrily. And I, paralyzed with fear, just watched him, not yet understanding what was happening. And I often seen him angry, but this time there was something previously unknown to me in that look, something animalistic and bloodthirsty. You're sitting there, huddled in the corner, you little rat. His eyes are like two orbits. What, are you scared? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It probably won't hurt. Darling, come down, get away from him, please. Get lost. Father forcefully pushed away his mother as she ran up. As she fell, she hit her head on the wall and collapsed unconscious. Father, what's wrong with you? His face was red and wild, as if it were burning with anger. At that moment, it seemed like it wasn't my father anymore. Ooh. What's wrong with me? I just love you. I love you so much, you can't even imagine. I love you madly, son. More than life itself. It's breaking my heart. No way. I've gotten fed up with you. You've been an eyesore for so many years. I never wanted you. Do you hear me, bitch? And my patience has run out. My eyes were filled with tears. I didn't understand what was happening. I was scared like never before. I didn't know what to answer him. I just pressed myself into the corner and looked at him, my eyes wide open. My whole childhood flashed before my eyes. Your great, 6 years, I guess. The forest outside the window, the inhabitants, grandmother, the village. Will I never get out of here again? The thought hung in my head. No, I have to run. And I could only run to one place, which I knew like the back of my hand. Yes. I managed to slip past my father and quickly climbed through the window. I ran into the forest without looking back, with all my might. I stumbled and fell, but then I got up and ran, anywhere, just not back. Fear filled me. It filled every part of me. I literally became fear myself. Having reached the forest, I finally slowed down and felt more protected. It was night, dark. For some time I just wandered through the forest, recovering from what had happened. My legs moved on their own, despite the scratches and the night cold. After several hours of wandering like this, I collapsed from exhaustion in the nearest bushes, covered with leaves and shivering from the cold. My head was a complete mess. My thoughts were there rushing from one corner to another. I didn't understand what to do, where to go. What happened to Mom? Is she alive? I couldn't go home. My father was waiting for me there. I just ran to the closest and only place I knew well, as if by instinct. Porter's dweller. Look, everyone. Who's lying there? He's shaking all over. He looks like a boy. But where did he come from? And his face is quite familiar. As if he had been here before. And stupid. Exactly, this is the same boy who came and talked to us so often. Yes, it's definitely him. Boy, how are you? Wake up. It's us, your friends. In the morning, I was woken by voices that were quite familiar to me. Only they were no longer in my head, but in reality. Greetings, my friend. Please don't be afraid. We've known each other for a long time. What? Sound familiar? Are you talking? This must be some kind of dream. I understand that you have a lot of questions now. You don't understand what's happening, but no. This is not a dream. Don't you remember me? And me? And us too. Look around. Don't you recognize this place? And in this clearing, these trees, I often came here, almost every day, and talked to all of you. Only you usually didn't talk to me. I only imagined that you were saying something and answering me. You may not have heard us, but we remember you. We remembered everything you told us. How you came running here with interesting stories to show off your crafts. Both sad and happy. We listened to you all this time. Yes, and I remembered how often you hugged me when you first arrived and when you said goodbye. How you sometimes loved to take a nap next to me or to climb on me. Fortunately, my branches are strong. I am an oak after all. And every time you came, you poured fresh water on us, removed all kinds of pests from us, and even built a shelter where there was strong hail. You literally saved us, for which we thank you very much. And we cleared for me from under the fallen leaves. This mushroom should be dead in like 3-4 days, or even less. Correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, mushrooms don't last long. Anyhow, you once drove away an elk that wanted to eat me. You became a good friend, a protector for us. I'm glad I could finally thank you. If it weren't for you, our life would have remained full of grayness and monotony. As if you need to be interested. You're fixed on the floor, shut up. We can't move, and we're doomed to remain in one place our entire lives. Our social circle is limited to those who once grew up in the same clearing. But at some point you appeared and diluted our grayness with your childish colors. I was completely bewildered by the fact that the trees, flowers, and mushrooms began to talk to me. I told them how I ended up here so late, about my father, and how I ran away. They said I could stay here for as long as I needed. They were always glad to have me there. What are you going to eat? Exactly. I was glad I finally had friends. Here I felt calm, no screams, no broken dishes, no swinging slaps. Whoops. When I already fully come to my senses, I felt very hungry. Exactly. Wandered around the clearing, picked some berries, and got some water. What, the berries are not your friends? I also built myself a small hut to shelter from the wind and rain. We chatted with my new old friends until late at night without noticing how it got dark. I have never felt so good, even though I was hungry and dirty. I felt completely safe. I felt that that was my home. My real home. When I fell asleep filled with joy, I no longer remembered why I ran into the forest. I felt too good to think about it. But good things must come to an end. Whoa. Oh, wake up, you little bastard. The sound of a shot woke me out at this very second. A real monster stood in front of me. All the joy immediately vanished. Fear filled me again from all head to toe. Father? No. Why are you here? What's wrong with Mom? I knew you'd find you here somewhere. I didn't have to look long. I wish he could at least hide somewhere in the city. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm better off. And Mother? Mom's gone already. And it's time to finish with you two. Finally. He uttered the last words with such relief as he had lifted away from his soul or fulfilled his long-held dream. I didn't even have time to say anything before the shot. There wasn't even time to think about anything. Everything happened simply and quickly without hesitation. I haven't been able to smile. Well, I'm glad I brought you some joy through the death of this child. First the freaking banana getting wet, and now the shot. And Jax is like, God, the abortion comic. It's so dark and quiet. Where am I? I can't move. I don't understand anything. What's happening? Oh, is there anyone here? Greetings, my human friend. Fly agaric. I feel kind of weird. Since I don't feel anything at all. It's not surprising. You could say that at the moment you are nowhere, and you are located nowhere. What do you mean, nowhere? And so, you are between two worlds, so to speak. So I died? In the human world you died. But your soul remained alive and found itself at a crossroads. Wow. This is not how at all I imagined this place. Well, I didn't really imagine it as such. I never thought I'd ever end up here. What second world? Our world. The world of forest dwellers. Amazing! So it turns out that I can choose either of the two worlds and continue living as before? Not exactly. That won't work. Since you are now only a soul without a physical shell, then by choosing one of these worlds, you choose which shell you will move on to. Into. Yes, it sounds like you can choose and calmly return to life as if nothing happened. In fact, I can tell you what will happen to you after your choice, whether you will live and what shell you will take. I will only tell the souls who come here where they are, what options they have. Your future destiny depends only on your choice at this moment. Only from my choice. But I don't even remember why I died. What happened to me? And if I return to my world, at what point at the moment of death? I can tell you that. Your destiny is your choice. It's clear. In any case, I don't want to stay in this darkness either. I choose... You know what? The human world sucks. Can we all agree about that? I'm not saying like if you die, maybe you shouldn't choose to come back. Maybe you do want to come back. I would come back for my cats, right? My beautiful cats need me. But for the specific case of this kid, the human world sucks. So... Whoa. Whoa. Well, maybe it doesn't suck that much. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. Personal space. Oh, personal space. I mean, this isn't too creepy. It's just a drawing on paint. Look, it's Kirby. It's not really Kirby. I was thinking of the wrong creature. Mm-hmm. Yeah? You were saying? Ah! What's wrong with me? Calm down. Don't worry, I'm with you. Am I now a mushroom like you? Apparently, yes. Your father shot you. You fell to the ground and began to transform. Was that my choice? I chose to become a mushroom? Maybe this is what I always wanted, to be a mushroom. Fucking stupid ass life. Don't you want to be the mycelium instead? You live for longer. Now I can stay in the forest forever with my... No, not forever. You have 2 days left to live. My father won't touch me anymore. But mom is gone too and I couldn't stop him. Don't blame yourself. You made the right choice. Your mother is watching over you from heaven. And now is glad that you are safe and a mushroom. Okay, so be it. I really am safe. Mom, no need to worry anymore. I am a mushroom. Well, I'm gonna assume that that reads end in Russian. Created by Ulcer 1886, Vladimir Lovanov. Good job, Vladimir. I like your artwork. Your artwork is gorgeous. If somehow you come across this video, Mr. Vladimir, I would love to see more of your art. I think it's really nice. Good job. I don't mean to mock your game. I think you did a good job. I'm coping with the stress. All right, GG. Thank you, Vladimir. Good work. Harasha, if that means something, and if I'm saying that right. Spook LUDA! Well, that was fun. I'm very tired. I'm not gonna say I'm stressed, even though I want to keep playing more games. I really like a lot of that, but yeah. I guess it's finally time to move on for the night. I think it's time for me to sleep, and I really want you to look at the outro of Spook LUDA. Oh. So, that's pretty much everything for me tonight. This was the first day of Spook LUDA, but fear not, we don't have only one day of Spook LUDA, we have many days of Spook LUDA left. And S&RV Archive, get ready for the marathon of your lives, because if you are watching the full event video, well, there's plenty of more where this came from. Anyhow, Jax, thank you so much for showing by. And thanks everyone for showing up on the first day. Let me check that.